Hello and welcome to Give and Take, the positives in life. And thank you viewers for tuning in again. And so today the topic is yoga for children and more. And I have a great guest that's here with me today, and her name is Pooja. And she will give you her full name and what she does in her experienced life. Thank you for coming, Pooja.
Thank you, Cecily, for inviting me on this show. It's an honor to be here with you and sharing what I do. So my full name is Pooja Khemani.
Okay.
And I have been doing yoga since many years. As a kid, I joined yoga and I just loved it, which was in India. I grew up in India. And from there, it started my yoga journey. I learned not just asanas and pranayams, which is just physical aspect of yoga, but there is a lot more to it. I did my teacher's training course for a year in yoga, and which I also facilitated a lot of camps. We did yoga for children. We did yoga for adults, for also many health camps, which were to alleviate a lot of health problems, like diabetes and cardiac patients. This yoga institute where I studied my yoga, we have seen results, like they've reversed bypass surgeries.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was really amazing how with yoga and discipline and breathing and basically a lot of mental meditation and things like that, you can really change a lot in your body. And so that's how I came into yoga. And then I came here and studied in Integral Yoga Institute. I did a course there too. And that's how I started to teach yoga.
Great.
And we did prenatal yoga, postnatal, so all kinds of yoga for specialized in all yoga fields. So
great.
That's what I did.
You know, I saw a news feed the other day about mental health, and some of the suggestion was to do yoga. They mentioned to do yoga and exercise and to be around people who are positive, and also meditation. At least 15 minutes of meditation is good for mental health. So from what you're saying, that the yoga that you do would be something that would be great for the enhancement of mental health.
Right. Like I said, my journey of yoga started with not just this institute was not just about asanas and pranayams, which everybody knows. It's breathing techniques. Asanas are the physical aspect of yoga, which is doing the exercises, which does help a lot. But the mental part, I think yoga has lost that importance of the mental part of yoga. That is improving your mental stability, your focus, your concentration, and also being content inside, being happy. That's what all yoga is about. There is eightfold path of yoga, which I learned, which was yamas and the niyamas. Yamas are like observances. Niyamas are also do's and don'ts, like you can call it do's and don'ts of society. So not to steal, not to lie, how to stay happy. Purity is not just cleansing of the body, but we also do cleansing of internal organs by doing certain kriyas. There are kriyas that help you wash the intestines, what kind of food you should eat. All this overall is very important in aspect of yoga.
So now you mentioned food. What is the recommended kind of food to eat with the whole yoga package?
Vegetarian food, definitely. Vegetarian, I believe myself, I have actually seen, as a child, I did eat meat, I did eat non-veg, and I saw the difference. After a few years when I stopped and I started yoga, I became a vegetarian. But I could really see the difference in myself eating veg or non-veg food. There is so many things pertaining to vegetarian foods. You have a lot of varieties, a lot of options. People think that it's hard to
Right.
stay in vegetarian, but there is a lot. In fact, if we had the time, I could share a lot of recipes
Right.
and ideas about vegetarian food,
Sure.
vegetarian cooking, and it's absolutely delicious. You can really make your
is.
food really good.
Yes, you know, because
Yes.
being a vegetarian myself,
Yeah.
I see the difference in what I'm eating, what I'm putting in my body, and I just really enjoy it because I think that it's transformed vegetarianism because it was basically just vegetables and fruit, but
Yeah.
now it's transformed and evolved into something that's really, really sort of varied. And so
Right.
you have many more choices, which is great that you have those choices
Yeah.
in as far as in the vegetarianism.
Yeah, like they say in yoga, we take an example as the food, so the mind. You can take an example from nature itself. If you see a lion, why is it so ferocious and killing and violent? It's because it's feeding itself on other animals.
No.
So the food does make a lot of difference on the mind. That's what we studied. Or you take an example of a cow. The cow is serene and calm, and really, like you would see a cow is you would really see the difference in both. So they
Right.
say the food has to do a lot. The cow feeds itself on grass and vegetables, or mainly grass. So
Right.
cow is a slow eater, and if you see, you really feel that serene thing on the cow. So
That's
yeah.
interesting, that
Yeah.
connection, that you're looking at the cow grazing in the grass and eating,
Correct.
you know, the grass and how calm the cow is, and that's a very interesting connection there. And I love how these things just come together.
Right.
I do want to mention, because my connection with you has been through the yoga, yoga for children. So if you want to share about that, I think that's a really good thing, that children need some kind of centering and balancing of their body. And yoga is a great way for them to do that.
Definitely. We have been doing this program called Living Values Program.
Okay.
And we do facilitate kids in that program, and we share a topic every month,
Right.
which is a value taken. Like the last month value was responsibility. So we prepared games around that. We even asked the kids to share things on how they can be responsible at home, in
Right.
school, and then towards the world, towards the society. So I think these are very important. Yoga overall is a very important aspect. Every kid nowadays in school or even at home, you can bring about these things in the child, incorporate it in their lives.
Right.
So yeah, Living Values programs, I think I'm loving teaching it. It's a free program for kids. All kids are welcome to join this.
Right.
And it's just amazing. You see the changes in the children. They love it. They love being with each other. And it's more than just a class.
Right.
It is, they learn about the value. They learn these things, where I think in schools and everywhere else, the purpose is basically that this thing is not brought about, like
Right.
spiritualism. So I think it has a spiritual connection too.
Right.
So
Because the focus is academics. It's like, you know, how many A's can you get? So
correct.
it's not about how, you know, what value. And I've seen that as I've gone around in different places, that the values are missing.
Yes.
And so this is a key component in changing the way that children are interacting with each other and interacting with their families, because values are needed. And that's what's gone out through the window.
Yes.
Because I know that I had very good foundation from my parents teaching me values, and my parents always were complimented at how well mannered I was. And it's because they gave me that foundation. And so this is what we're trying to do, because I am also a part of the Living Values. And as a facilitator, I work with the parents. And so whatever the children are doing, I am also doing with the parents, and they're getting information that they can take and share. And then the children reflect. I mean, I'm going to have someone else come on the show and talk about Living Values more, but I wanted you to speak about your role in that and how you feel, how it's been, as a parent, how it's affecting you, how is it been good for you and your child and your family?
Excellent. I think it's extremely. I have my son who's in this program, and I teach. What my role is to teach yoga. asanas to help them improve their flexibility and their focus and their concentration. And also, we together try to prepare a well-balanced class and a program. So yeah, my son, I think I see a lot of changes in him doing this program, especially the meditation part. That's in the end, he just loves that.
Right.
And kids nowadays, like you said, in schools, it's more about academics, it's competition, it's A grade, getting into colleges, getting into high schools. So there's a lot of stress, especially in New York City, I think.
Yeah.
So I think this program really helps him to deal with that stress, to cope up with the stress, how he can stay in a society with everyone, not getting hurt and being balanced. So I think, yes, a lot of changes I see in him, and I think I'm sure the other kids are benefiting a lot through this program also.
Right.
So the meditation is just amazing. He could use it anytime.
Right.
Especially the meditation where they've been taught that the supreme power is with him at all times. So just by that thought,
Right.
it's just so beautiful. So he even usually parents usually kids feel more secured when parents are around. But now I think what changed in him is like the most powerful being is with me. What could go wrong if the most powerful being is with
wonderful.
me? So I think that thought or that kind of a program is just wonderful, reminding them every day about these values. And also, I think if everybody gets to do this kind of program in every school and every corner, every center, wherever they go, it'll make a better place to live. The world will become a better place to live.
Right. So now, Pooja, you look such a perfection of calmness and peacefulness. What kind of what kind of practice do you do to keep you in this state?
Like I said, I started my journey from Hatha Yoga and teaching yoga, and that was just the physical part and also the knowledge that I read. But then I found something called Brahma Kumaris.
Okay.
And it was just wonderful. It changed my life. It changed me. Yoga, of course, definitely changed me, but this changed me completely because this was more practical aspect. This was more meditation. This was more controlling over your mind. What are the tools to have to control? What are the ways to recharge your battery? The words that I'm using, I don't know, I'm sure I want to share more about that.
Sure.
It's what is more to this body, definitely. We are just a body. The body, as everyone knows, we grow old and we leave this body here. We spend so much time on this body, looking good, doing a thing. But what besides that, there's something more. What is that more? I was always looking for that through different practices, and then I really found, which is something so beautiful called Raj Yoga meditation.
Okay.
And Raj Yoga is ruling or controlling over yourself. And that's when I found that I am a point, I am energy, I am a soul, which is immortal, which does not die. The body, of course, you cremate it or whatever, it dies and it stays in this 5 elements. But that soul or that energy never dies. And that energy can be charged or recharged, connecting to the supreme energy, the supreme being. So I think I just love that, and I practiced it. I still practice meditation every day, every morning, every night before an activity, and it's just beautiful. And I feel that energy or the aura of power with me all the time. And yes, my attitude has changed. My life has become more positive.
Right.
And I just love it.
And it's given you that foundation to, who you are.
Yes, definitely.
And who you connect into that source, you connect into the light, the supreme, and therefore you don't have those questions. It's like, I know who I am now, and I know who that supreme source, the supreme light is. And it's a wonderful calming effect on you. And people do see the transition. I'm sure people who knew you years back will say, Is this you, Pooja?
Definitely.
I'm sure.
Absolutely,
Right.
absolutely.
Okay, so now Pooja, was there anything else you would like to share with us about? Because you're doing so many things, and I really want you to share. But you know what I would like you to talk about? How can people get in touch with you? How are people able to reach you?
The best way to reach me is through my email, which is POOJIMK, M as in Mary, K as in kite, at yahoo.com.
Okay.
And I could leave a number also. My
Okay.
cell phone number is another way to reach me, which
Sure.
is 917-291-4114.
Okay.
And I do teach private lessons. I also teach in studios. So I have a place where I could bring in the person and teach kids yoga and yoga for adults. Yoga, like I said, yoga for all ailments.
Okay.
That's it.
So you do individual sessions,
Yes,
you do group
individual
sessions.
private sessions
Excellent.
too. So I customize the class according to the person's needs.
Right.
Like if,
Now, do you have a Facebook or anything like that?
yeah, it's called the Little Angels Yoga,
Okay.
New York City, and you could just like my page, go on the page, visit the page, and that's just pertaining to the kids. And so it's called Little Angels Yoga, New York City.
Great. So now we had an experience. We went to Peace Village Retreat Center in Haynes Falls, New York. So do you want to share a little bit about what that experience was like for you being with the children?
Oh, definitely. Peace Village is just a wonderful place, something out of this world. It has such a great aura, power, energy, because, like I said, it has, it's people come and teach there voluntary. There's Raj Yoga meditation they carry out. There is God's energy there. So it was wonderful. We had this kids program there with the Living Values program. And there were a
Right.
lot of kids from all different age groups. There were even college students. There were young kids from the age group of 5 to, I think, 20, 22.
Right.
And it was just wonderful that what I saw was how the kids together, they really loved being in each other's company, though they didn't know each other at all. And they helped each other. They were compassionate towards each other. They did craft. They did the Living Values skit, like based on the values.
Right.
And I think it was just wonderful. And every kid left with such beautiful memories.
They did.
One was my son, and he still cannot forget that program, and he wants to keep going back. If it was to him, he would go every weekend and live and stay at Peace Village.
Right, right.
So it was just wonderful. I'm sure, I think everyone, if they get a chance, you should share the website with them, and they could just log on and sign up for their programs, which are just wonderful. So, like I said, you would know who you are and and you really feel that energy. My son was not into this knowledge. He didn't know anything what was happening. The minute he stepped in, he really felt the warmth, the love, kindness, and so it was beautiful. They just loved it.
And that was my first time having an experience in your son's presence, and it was very wonderful being with him, and now we've connected, because now when he sees me, he comes and he hugs me, and so there's made that connection, and that's key, is to have those relationships and the bonding and the connection, but healthy bonding. We don't want to be attached to anybody or anything, but it's just like a healthy bonding. Lovely. So Pooja, so you had shared many, many things with me, and so I'm going to try and get as much as I can so the viewers can enjoy all the fabulous information that you have in there. Anything else that you would like to really feel that the viewers would get something from?
And just this, I think people should, there is a center, Brahma Kumari Center everywhere, and they should definitely log on. There's Brahma Kumari's website,
Right.
and there you could log on and get information about different programs and their meditation. So like I benefited, I want everyone to benefit from their program.
Okay.
And definitely if you want to come and try yoga, Hatha yoga, or if any problem, any health thing, you can come and contact me. I could give you a free class.
Right.
And that's all.
So now, what about, did you go to the main headquarters in India? Was you able to go there?
Yeah, I visited the main headquarters is in India, in Rajasthan. It's called Madhuban.
Okay.
And it's just wonderful. It's a city by itself. And it's just the same experience, wonderful, powerful energy. And if I had a chance, I would go every year to visit that place.
Right.
So
many people say that because they feel those wonderful vibrations.
You visited
there.
that place too.
I
so
did,
you know,
I did.
Yeah,
so I know from personal experience.
It's just so beautiful.
It's like nothing else on this
Yeah, nothing
earth.
else. I mean, so I wish the world becomes like that. Like, you know, the kindness and everything is so pure, and honesty in everyone's heart. And it's just the way they teach, the way the program is. It just brings in the real self. I think or you really feel the happiness from within.
Right.
Happiness that's what I realized after this program. Happiness is not something that you could get from outside.
You cannot.
It is within you. So you just have to, it just has to come out. That's it.
It does.
And you just have to find the right way, and you will really feel that happiness. I think today's world, everyone just want to be happy, whether it's a rich person or anybody, a student, a mother, a father. The stress is taken over our lives.
Right.
So just being that carefree feeling and feeling happy and feeling loved, I feel it's just wonderful. That's what I felt in Madhuban and in Peace Village and any center you go to here. So it's just wonderful.
Right, so good. So Pooja, I want to say, you had shared a little bit about your son and how you feel that it's impacted him. Is there anything else that you could say to share with viewers who have children, some things that they can do? Okay, they may not be practicing Raj Yoga meditation, but what are some other things that you feel that they can instill in their children to make them, you know, calm and peaceful and to have values?
That's a good question. I think parents themselves can be an example.
That's a good one.
So the first thing the child wants to see that what happens is the parents, when they want to teach the children, they get attached. They have anxiety and they get stressed. So I think the kids, what happens is, I don't think, it's sure, even babies, when their mother is there around them, they know the baby mother is there, right? So they feel that secure feeling. So they catch the vibrations. So the same thing is the mind or the soul, the energy. So when you have a positive energy, when you feel relaxed, when you're out of stress, the same thing goes on to your children.
Right.
So I think it's whatever you want to teach your child or bring discipline, or you want to ask them to do their homework. The first thing is being detached.
Right.
So just surrender and say, okay, I am going to do my part. I have learned that. I'm going to do my part.
Right.
And rest, I leave it. So first surrender, be detached, and just you want to ask them to do their homework. You do it patiently, calm.
Right.
But not just showing it from outside, it has to be from inside.
Absolutely.
And that does make a lot of difference.
Now, some people hear the word detach and they get very like, what do you mean detached?
Correct.
And so you're detached, but
you're detached, but you're doing your duty, you're loving.
You're loving.
Yes, you're loving.
Right.
Detached doesn't mean that I don't love my son.
Right.
The same thing, if I can give you an example about detachment. If a person is sick and you become sick too, looking at the person, like,
You're right.
I want to take care of this person, but I can't take, they're sick and I can't deal with it. I just feel so much. You feel their pain,
Sure,
right?
sure.
Is that the right way to deal? I don't think so. What you have to do is, you have to be detached, you have to be loving, and do your duty.
Exactly. Be detached and loving. And some people find that hard concept to take, because I have shared that about being detached and loving with my own family members, like with my mother and my father. And I say, you know, that why they are where they are is because I'm being detached but loving. So I'm sending those good vibrations. And when I go, I don't give sorrow, I give love.
Yes.
And so it's felt.
Right.
And so what's happened is I stay well and they stay well. Because if we're both in that attachment of the sorrow, then what happens? You have
There's
two people
more
who are
sorrow.
ill. There's two people that are ill and
Yes.
there's more sorrow.
There's more sorrow.
So it's just explaining to people the whole detached thing, because it really is a very hard concept to understand. But when you've got the right words to explain what detachment means, then sometimes they have a deeper understanding of what's been said, because we don't want to give sorrow to anybody.
Correct.
Right. So
That was wonderful.
that was a wonderful question.
That was wonderful. I mean,
Yeah,
detachment,
because
the way you explained it, it's just wonderful. So
thank you, I appreciate that, because I in the beginning when I heard it, I was like, what?
yeah.
What do you want me to do?
I think you need your meditation, you need all this, and then it comes to you eventually.
It does.
It's
It does.
not detached, meaning, oh, you don't do anything, you don't love that person.
So what's happened is that what happens during all this spiritual journey is you become spiritually mature. And so this is what's happened to both of us. As you know, we've heard these things in the beginning, and it's like, I can't take that, what's been said. But as you grow in the knowledge, you become spiritually mature, and therefore are able to accept the different concepts and then share with others and give knowledge to the others. And that's our purpose in life. And that's the purpose of the show, is give and take, the positives in life. And so that everybody gets something, no matter what it is, no matter who it is. They will receive some small thing that will touch them in the right way and say, ah, I'm not the only one.
Right.
I mean, would you? I know you're saying yes, but do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
as far
definitely.
as the not in a demeaning way? Do you understand? But it's like you become spiritually mature, and that's a good place to be, because as people are searching and looking and not finding what they're looking for, it's heartbreaking to see that.
Yes.
That, you know, they just, because I've been on that path, and so therefore I
Same
have
here,
empathy.
that I was searching too. Sorry to interrupt. I was searching too. That's what I found this, and I think I found myself. I found I'm a different person.
Right.
So yeah, definitely.
Yes. So, you know, Pooja, it has been a wonderful, 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 almost 30 minutes being in your presence, and I know that what you have to share is going to touch in many ways, being the yoga instructor that you are, on a personal and a group level, being a parent in your spiritual practice. You will definitely make that impact that people are looking for. So I want to thank you for being a guest, and for the viewers, I look forward to sharing many more guests like Pooja. And so for more information, you can reach me on cicelyg2015@gmail.com. Thank you, and enjoy the day.